Hello YouTube, I'm Tim, and welcome to my DVD and Blu-ray update for March 2020. This time it's mainly just Blu-rays that I've bought this month, with one exception, one single DVD. So first up, from Ronin Flicks via their Amazon Prime store, got this rare B-grade horror movie, Moon in Scorpio. There's a bad moon rising, and it looks like that's behind that ship with the torn sails. It looks like you start to see a large human skull in the clouds. And this film came out in 1987, and it's one that was originally owned by Trans World Entertainment, which is another one of those indie studios that MGM has absorbed. So this is one that Scorpion releasing got from MGM and is selling mainly through the Ronin Flicks site, but now few of the Ronin Flicks titles are showing up on Amazon Prime through an Amazon Prime store. So this one, it's very R-rated. It's violent, and I've seen it before. I turned it on late one time on a streaming channel, and this movie doesn't make a whole lot of sense. It seems like some scenes were edited out of order. Yeah, I could tell, even turning this on late at night, that this movie was edited together all funny, where it's obvious some scenes were just put out of order. And it stars Britt Eklund, who was in The Wicker Man with Christopher Lee back in the 70s. And you also have John Philip Law, who was the Angel in Barbarella, and he was Sinbad the Sailor in The Golden Voyage of Sinbad, and then William Smith, who was not in too many mainstream movies, but in a bunch of B-grade drive-in movies. He was in Grave of the Vampire, Piranha, not to be confused with the Corman film, and he was in Invasion of the Bee Girls and Hollywood Man and Andy Sedaris' Seven. And then he was in this movie, but he did a few mainstream movies such as Red Dawn and that one other movie. What's it called? It's late at night, trying to think. He was in Red Dawn. Oh yeah, Conan the Barbarian, playing Conan's dad. And this movie also stars Louis Van Bergen, who don't know who that is, and Gillian Kestner, who was another B-movie person who unfortunately passed away some years back. Also stars April Wayne. And the movie is region A locked. It's got subtitles for the deaf and hard of hearing, 1.78 anamorphic widescreen, color 1987, and 90 minutes, R-rated, high definition, since this is Blu-ray. I'll read a little bit on the back of the case. A veteran, John Philip Law, Cassandra Crossing open season and Endangered Diabolique, his bride Britt Eklund, The Wicker Man, Fury of the Succubus, and Get Carter, and his war buddies William Smith, Commando Squad, Bulletproof, and Policewoman, and Louis Van Bergen, Sable, Rage of Honor, and Street Night, and their wives are trapped on a yacht with their war-related nightmares. Things get even more desperate when a killer on board systematically starts killing them one by one. Also starring James Booth, Programmed to Kill, Macho Callahan. That's the name of a movie, Macho Callahan. It's one I haven't heard of before, but Programmed to Kill sounds like that could be the title of just about any B-grade horror movie. And then Pray for Death, another movie James Booth was in. Horror icon Robert Quarry, Count Yorga, Return of Count Yorga and Sugar Hill, Gillian Kestner, Firecracker, and directed by cult director Gary Graver, Trick or Treat. And funny thing, Gillian Kestner was also in, I think that, well, there was more than one movie. There was Trick or Treat, and then I think there was Tricks or Treats, one that had Ozzy Osbourne and the guy who played Skippy from Family Ties was in one, and then the other one had David Carradine and Gillian Kestner in it. I'm not sure if this is the same director as the one that had Gillian Kestner in it, or if it's the one with Ozzy Osbourne and Gene Simmons and Mark Price from Family Ties. But this is a really weird movie. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But it's scary and it's violent. And it's not for kids, so very R-rated. Keep the kids away. Keep some adults away, because this this movie's kind of stupid. And then from Amazon Prime, I'd heard that Warner Archive Collection had done HD masters of the original Jetsons cartoon from the 60s. First, there was Hanna-Barbera did a cartoon of the Jetsons from 1962 to 1963, and that cartoon kept getting rerun for years upon years upon years since it lasted one season. And then from 1985 to 1987, there were two new seasons of the Jetsons, where they combined all the reruns from the 60s with the 2 more seasons worth of episodes. So this is the original 1960s version of the complete series, so it's just season 1, basically. And 621 minutes, English subtitles for deaf and hard of hearing on episodes only, and the main feature episodes are in high def, but special features may not be in high definition. Go back to the future and meet the original space-age family. Meet George Jetson. Jane, his wife, daughter Judy, his boy Elroy. The catchy theme tune for the Jetsons ideally captures the lighthearted essence of the show, a futuristic counterpoint to the Flintstones that reflected the space-age optimism of the times. The Jetsons were the very first family, animated or not, to have a big screen home entertainment system decades before it became a reality. They also had flying cars, which I think was in the late 80s. They tried to say, oh, well, in the future we'll really have flying cars like that, but it's 2020 and I'm still waiting to have flying cars. They also had flying cars, floating cities, and androids, all commonplace scenery in today's most popular sci-fi blockbusters. Now, this beloved series teletransports onto Blu-ray all 24 hilarious episodes, plus soaring extras, commentary on 2 episodes by Janet Waldo, the voice of Judy Jetson. And sadly, she passed away a couple of years ago, so it's good that they got some audio commentary recorded by her before she had died. Or maybe it was, no, I think it was maybe longer than 2 years ago. It might have been 4. I'm thinking 4 years ago. And then we also get the Jetsons, the Family of the Future chronicles the history of the series. And then Space Age gadgets zoom in on the futuristic inventions of the Jetsons world. And then Family album character bios, and Rosie the Robot, the robotic maid tribute. So this is all the episodes of the 1960s original version of the Jetsons, none of the 80s episodes, which will lead into my one single standard definition disc that I bought recently. And it was briefly on Saturday mornings when I was really little. NBC used to rerun the 60s Jetsons cartoons, and then it disappeared from Saturday mornings, and then a few channels started airing the 60s episodes, but then they started combining them with some newer episodes. And then one of them had a made-for-TV movie that they put on the air, but funny thing, it airs on the station that doesn't even air any episodes of the Jetsons anymore. Another Warner Archive collection disc. Hanna-Barbera Classic Collection Rockin' with Judy Jetson feature-length movie, and this is just a TV animated film. So it's in full screen, 4:3, 1.37, color 92 minutes. Not rated, but it's Warner Archive, so this is just a manufactured on-demand standard definition DVD-R. In the future, rock and roll will never die, especially not on Judy Jetson's watch. Despite Father George's disapproval, Judy Jetson is totally into Skyrocker, the biggest intergalactic rock star around. When the teen icon announces a surprise concert, Judy writes a super awesome song and sends it to him. Oops, the song is accidentally switched with an evil magic message from music-hating witch Felonia Funk. Yeah, this has some alien witch that hates music. It's trying to eliminate music from the world and from the whole universe. Bummer for Judy, then Felonia goes one diabolical step further. She kidnaps Skyrocker. What a buzzkill, but don't freak out yet. Judy and her parents, along with Brother Elroy, family dog Astro, and the music-loving aliens named Zoomies, set out to save Sky themselves. Is Judy Jetson the coolest space-age teenage cartoon star ever? With songs like Bleep Gorp, Jupiter Jump, Rockin' Around the Galaxy, Shooting Star, and Surfin' in Space. The feature-length animated Rockin' with Judy Jetson is a tunefully fun blast, not to be surpassed. I believe this is from 1988. This was one Jetsons movie where they had the real Judy Jetson doing the voice. It's back. Yeah, it was in 1990. They got 80s teen singer, pop singer Tiffany to redub Judy Jetson for the theatrical film The Jetsons, the movie. So this has Janet Waldo, the real Judy Jetson. You hear her voice in this. I thought I saw another name on here. Maybe I just saw it on IMDb, but yeah, I think it was on IMDb. It doesn't list any other credits on here. Yeah, it doesn't really list any voice credits on here at all. But I think Ruth Buzzy is in this, playing this, a music-hating space witch, the Felonia Funk. At least IMDb had Ruth Buzzy credited as doing a voice in this animated TV movie. So that's the only standard definition DVD I had to show off that I bought recently. And then a few from Dark Force Entertainment's website. 96-minute R-rated cut of Death Rage, starring Yul Brynner. And looks like they censored something. They added something to the artwork that looks, yeah, something skin colored, but it doesn't, something all weird. Second chapter of the Big City Vigilante. Bronson started it, Brynner finishes it. So this one's rated R. And it's got a few extras, brand new high-def master created from the original Italian 35mm print with English and partial Italian audio, and I heard that not all the Italian language scenes got subtitled in this, so they've pulled this for now, and then they're gonna reissue this Blu-ray later with replacement discs that should have all the Italian language scenes subtitled. And then get the trailer, but the trailer just has the Italian language title, so I don't know if it's an if the trailer is just the Italian language release or not. And then we get Yul Brynner smoking commercial with the thoroughly badass Yul Brynner and solid work from all involved. Death Rage is an Italo crime movie well worth your time. Girls, guns, and cigarettes. Okay, that's... never heard of that. It's either some sort of blog or magazine, which I haven't heard of. But this is an Italian shoot 'em up bang bang action flick from, I believe 1976. Stars Yul Brynner from The King and I and Westworld. He was also in Future World, the sequel to Westworld. So Death Rage, 96-minute Italian R-rated cut from Dark Force. Then another Dark Force Code Red Blue. Teenage Hitchhikers. Here you see the two girls that are in the movie on the back, thumbing rides, and not gonna show anything more because this one's pretty R-rated. It's got the actress from the original Last House on the left, Sandra Peabody. Movie's R-rated, 80 minutes, anamorphic widescreen, region A, B, and C, 1974. Brand new HD master from the original 35mm camera negative with extensive scene-by-scene color correction, audio commentary with DP Bill Lamond, and new 2019 on-camera interview with director Jerry Sadley. So that sounds like a girl Jerry, which is spelled Gerri. But this is another one, very R-rated. So I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on it. Next one's a 70s drive-in creature feature, also put out by Dark Force and Code Red. I think this is mainly just Dark Force this time. The giant spider invasion. The scream you hear will be your own. Special features, brand new HD transfer and major restoration from 1975 original 35mm camera negative still intact. Giant spider mishaps, Bill Rebane interview, last interview, Robert Easton, and giant spider music video. And this is rated PG, 1975. It's region A, B, and C, 1.78. Anamorphic widescreen. It looks like it's 80 minutes English mono audio. This cult classic from director Bill Rebane is Dark Force's crowning achievement in high-definition transfer and restoration. Over the years, this low-budget entry about giant spiders from another dimension that invade Wisconsin not only suffered poor quality from age, but also from production flaws. Now, thanks to modern technology and access to the original intact 35mm camera negative, the quality on this new Blu-ray is spectacular. The giant spider invasion was given a considerable US theatrical run in 1975 and became one of the 50 top-grossing films of that year. Dark Force is proud to have revived and rejuvenated this big piece of cult cinema history. Steve Brody, the Beast from 20,000 Fathoms, Robert Easton, Needful Things, and Alan Hale Jr., Gilligan's Island star. So, giant spider invasion. Okay, a few more. Some more cult classics, some midnight movies, and one more drive-in cult classic. And these last three I just got today from Kino. Yeah, Kino Classics, Kino Lorber. And this is Volume 1 in a series of Blu-rays that Kino is putting out, Forbidden Fruit, the golden age of the exploitation picture. National Film Registry of the Library of Congress. What's wrong, Joan? Blazing truths, bold, vital, startling beyond description, Mom and Dad. Hygienics, new super shocker banned for 11 years by the New York Censor Board. In the 75 years since its initial release, Kroger Bab's Mom and Dad has achieved mythical cinematic status. It was a film that, during the height of the production code, not only dared to address issues of venereal disease and unexpected pregnancy, but it presented graphic footage of body scarred by syphilis and multiple unobstructed views of childbirth. So sensational was the film, and so different were the audience's motivations for seeing it, that screenings were commonly segregated by gender. Furthermore, screenings were presented with a live sex hygiene lecturer who underscored the film's educational value and sold informational pamphlets. It became one of the highest-grossing films of the 1940s, yet for decades has been unavailable for screening. The original negative has succumbed to nitrate decomposition, but this authorized presentation has been mastered from 3 separate 35mm elements. It is presented with a wealth of supplemental material to illuminate why Mom and Dad became such a phenomenon and continues to fascinate audiences even now. And I found this on YouTube. There's a DVD bootleg of this circulating. And this is a long movie. Seems like it gets almost 2 hours. Well, not quite, but it's long enough of a movie. 1945, black and white, 97 minutes. Is high def 1.37, since this was 1945, before they had widescreen movies. Okay, there. And it's R-rated because the content, since this deals with venereal disease and getting pregnant out of wedlock as well. Region A, B, C, Kino Classics, Kino Lorber, Academy Film Archive, and Something Weird Video. This has a bunch of special features, 4K restoration from 35mm archival elements, audio commentary by Eric Schaefer, or Schaefer, author of Bold, Daring, Shocking, True, A History of Exploitation Films. Original theatrical trailer, Mom and Dad radio spots, Sex Hygiene, 1942 film directed by John Ford, Sex Hygiene lectures and vintage childbirth footage, Sex Hygiene book pitches, and then gallery of exploitation trailers. So Mom and Dad. Film stars June Carlson, Hardy Albright, Lois Austin, Jimmy Clark, and George Eldridge. Directed by William Bodine. Produced by Jack Jazzy and Kroger Bab. So, Mom and Dad from Something Weird Video and Kino. And then one more. It's actually 2 movies on 1 Blu-ray. It's a couple more early exploitation cult movies. These are two from the mid to late 30s. Dope created ecstasy, avalanching into frightful perversions. Adults Only, Forbidden Fruit, The Golden Age of Exploitation Picture, Volume 2. So we got Reefer Madness and Sex Madness, so double feature. No films better represent... Okay, that's just weird. Makes that girl look like she's naked, but at the same time makes her look like her bra is the same color of her skin. You don't really see any real nudity. So, but still. So no films better represent the 1970s midnight movie phenomenon as Reefer Madness and Sex Madness, two finger-wagging camp classics that hysterically warn the public of the horrors of marijuana and syphilis. But the more we discover about the exploitation genre, the more we learn the true hepcats were the ones who made the films, ruthless opportunists who produced raunchy, ribald melodramas loaded with sex, drugs, and violence, and enabled them to be shown by wrapping them in a tissue-thin pseudo-educational message. These two essential cult films are presented in definitive editions meticulously restored from 35mm elements. And Reefer Madness, also known as Tell Your Children, and it's also known as The Burning Question, 1936 black and white, 65 minutes, and 1920 by 1080p high definition, in a 1.33 full frame, and then Sex Madness, aka Human Wreckage, They Must Be Told, directed by Joseph Seiden, screenplay by Joseph Seiden and Vincent Valentini. It's from the US, 1938, black and white, 59 minutes. Yeah, another high def 1.33 full frame. So this is Kino teaming up with Something Weird Video, The Film Detective, Library, the Library of Congress, Region ABC. So get a lot of special features, audio commentary for Reefer Madness by Eric Schaffer, author of Bold, Daring, Shocking, True, A History of Exploitation Films. Yeah, did the audio, he did the audio commentary. And that other one. And then Assassin, a Youth, abridged version, and that's another 30s movie warning people about marijuana use. High on the Range, 1924 excerpt, gallery of exploitation trailers including Reefer Madness, Cocaine Fiends, Marijuana, Weed with Roots in Hell. That's part of the title for Marijuana, and then Narcotic and More. Radio spots for their Narcotic Story, Reefer Ruin, Metamorphosis, and the Weed. So the Metamorphosis and the Weed is all one title, it looks like, and then radio spot for Reefer Ruin, which I'm guessing is the same, might be the same film as Tell Your Children, aka Reefer Madness. So Reefer Madness and Sex Madness. It's Volume 2 and Kino Lorber's Forbidden Fruit, The Golden Age of the Exploitation picture. And now, 70s drive-in movie. Marjoe Gortner starring in Bobby Joe and the Outlaw. Also stars Linda Carter. Bobby Joe was a car hop. She wanted to be a country singer. He was a hustler who dreamed he was Billy the Kid. For a while, they had something, and then Bobby Joe and the Outlaw. It also stars Jesse Vint, Mary Lynn Ross, and Garrett Graham as Magic Ray, and Belinda Balaski, who would later star in Roger Corman's Piranha, is also in this. Yeah. And in recent years, my friends Terry and Tiffany Dufo at the internet radio station Cult Radio Go-Go had interviewed actress Belinda Balaski, so she had a little bit to tell them about this movie, and they recently interviewed actor Jesse Vint as well. So I've had some interactions with both actors on Facebook, so I was pretty happy about that. This is rated R, 1975, but I think it came out in 76. It was just copyrighted in 75. 89 minutes, English, 1080p high definition, widescreen 1.85. It's was put out by American International Pictures, which later that went to Filmways, and then Filmways went to Orion Pictures, and then Orion Pictures became part of MGM. So it's MGM. It also mentions 20th Century Fox, who I think distributes some MGM stuff. The stunning physical charm of Linda Carter, TV's Wonder Woman, was first fully exposed to filmgoers in this rousing adventure of two young lovers whose fantasies led them into danger. Bobby Joe Carter is a shapely drive-in waitress who imagines herself a country star. Lyle Wheeler, Marjoe Gortner, When You Come Back, Red Rider, Star Crash, and Food of the Gods, is a quick-draw expert who fancies himself a modern-day Billy the Kid. Together, they're Bobby Joe and the Outlaw, a pair of modern bandits careening across the West in this fast-paced crime drama directed by cult filmmaker Mark L. Lester. Class of 1984, Commando, and Firestarter. The sterling cast includes Jesse Vint, Silent Running, Forbidden World, and Macon County Line, Belinda Balaski, The Howling, Food of the Gods, and Piranha, Mary Lynn Ross, Class of 1984, and Lucifer Complex, Virgil Fry, Hot Moves, Jean Drew, Truck Stop Women, Garrett Graham, Used Cars, and Phantom of the Paradise, and James Gammon, Major League, and featuring the hit song Those City Lights by Bobby Bare. Now see it in glorious HD, and it's got some special features, audio commentary by director Mark Lester, on-camera interviews stars Belinda Balaski, Mary Lynn Ross, and director Mark Lester, and then the original trailer. And this is when that Scorpion Releasing suggested was an MGM title. Scorpion Releasing suggested to Kino Lorber, so Scorpion Releasing did the extras on this and produced the Blu-ray. So, little over 40 minutes, so time to recap everything. From Scorpion Releasing an MGM, from Amazon Prime, from the Amazon Prime version of the Ronin Flicks web store, Moon and Scorpio, starring Britt Ekland and John Philip Law. It's a drive-in style movie that one online reviewer said it seemed like a movie that could have been made in the 70s, but it was made in the 80s. So, it's a weird one that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Moon and Scorpio, licensed from MGM by Scorpion Releasing, sold through Ronin Flicks online. And then two more were just through the regular Amazon Prime stores, online stores. The complete original series of the Jetsons from the 1960s on Blu-ray, Warner Archive, and then another Warner Archive Jetsons release on a DVD-R only, the animated TV movie Rockin' with Judy Jetson. So that's all from Amazon Prime. And then from Code Red and Dark Force Entertainment, the 96-minute R-rated cut of the Italian English-dubbed action flick Death Rage, starring Yul Brynner. And then Teenage Hitchhiker, starring Sandra Peabody, from the original Last House on the Left. So those two are ours, along with Moon and Scorpio, so won't get too much into them. And then also from Code Red and Dark Force, the Giant Spider Invasion, PG-rated creature feature from the 70s. And then a few cult movies I got from Kino Lorber. First, the 1945 venereal disease warning movie Mom and Dad, and it's rated R for the content. And then double feature Reefer Madness from 1965 and Sex Madness from 1938, so two more roadshow exploitation films that warned you of the dangers of drug use, smoking marijuana, and catching venereal disease. And then one more from Kino Lorber, one they did with Scorpion Releasing from MGM, 1976, drive-in crime dramedy. It's a little bit of, I say dramedy because it's a little bit comedy and a little bit drama. Another one that's pretty R-rated, Bobby, Joe and the Outlaw, starring Linda Carter from TV's Wonder Woman and Marjoe Gortner. So another one keep the kids away from singing because Linda Carter gets a little bit naughty in this one. So that's it for my DVD plus mainly Blu-ray update for March 2020. Keep an eye out for another update video coming soon. So I'm Tim, and thanks for watching my update video.